Let's go in between these cars real quick. Oh, and this thing actually flies. What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. I am back with another review video. Big shout out goes out to Eahora for reaching out to me and asking me to review one of their electric scooters. And this is actually a collab between Eahora and Healy, and this is the Tiger Max. This scooter should be an absolute beast and a blast to ride. I can't wait to try it. I'm gonna go over the specs. I'm gonna do a speed test, a brake test. I'm gonna ride around and talk about the riding experience, and we're gonna actually take it on a little mini off-road trail that we have over here, because we are at the world famous VoltedAdventures testing grounds. There will be chapters down below, so feel free to skip around to whatever part is of interest to you. But first, let's get started with the specs. So this is the Eahora Tiger Max electric scooter. We have dual 800 watt hub motors, one in the front and one in the rear, coupled with a 48 volts 18.2 amp hour battery. This should give you a range of up to 37 miles, depending on riding mode and riding conditions, of course. We have 10-inch by 3-inch urban style tires, coupled with drum brakes and electronic ABS. We're gonna test that. This scooter also has front suspension with 90 millimeters of travel and a rear shock with 80 millimeters of travel. This scooter can fold, of course, for easy transportation, and we have this super sturdy folding mechanism as well as folding handles. That is pretty unique. The handlebar stem can be adjusted to accommodate different rider heights. We also have a pretty large deck that's 7.9 inches wide by 18.9 inches long, as well as a footrest area. That is nice. Up in the front we have a decently bright headlight. In the rear we have brake lights and turn signals, and we also have a 360 LED lights, which I will show you later. The total weight of this scooter is 61 pounds with the max load capacity of 265 pounds. And up on the handlebars we have our front brake, our thumb throttle, eco and turbo buttons, as well as single and dual motor buttons. In the center we have a pretty nice display with all the information you need. And on the left side we have our rear brake, our on-off button, mode selectors and information button, our headlight switch, our light switch, turn signals, and a horn. And that is pretty much it for the specs. Now, as far as the price of this thing, this scooter is currently going for $799. I will definitely have a discount code for you guys, so check out the link and the discount code in the description. Now, is this scooter a good value for $799? We're definitely about to test that, and I have a lot to go over in this review, so let's get started. So the first thing I want to go over is the actual starting procedure, and this scooter does have an NFC chip. Hopefully you guys can see it well over here. It comes with 3 of them, and there's also a power button. So you gotta press the power button for a second, and this NFC chip logo comes on the screen, and you put the NFC to the screen and it turns on the scooter. Another thing that I quickly want to go over is the scooter might come locked. The speed comes locked from the factory, and before we do our speed test I want to unlock it, so I'm going to show you how to do that real quick. In order to remove the speed limit, we have to access the settings menu, and you do that by holding down the I button, and the password is 1 1 1 1. And now we have our P's. So P00, we got to make our way to P8. Once we get to P8, we have to hold the I button again to enter the mode, and then we'll press up on our buttons. And let's go all the way to 100. I hope you guys can see the screen well. Sometimes there's flickering. Press the I button again, and we are at 100. Perfect. Alright, so now that we got the speed limiter out of the way, let's test the speed on this thing. I'm not even sure if I'll have enough room on this road to reach the top speed. If not, I'll take it on the street and try it there. The scooter has pretty much 3 speed modes, 1, 2, and 3. There's also eco and boost buttons over here, and then there's single and dual motors. So there's plenty of speeds to go through. So I'm gonna take it into dual motor mode, mode 3, on turbo. Okay, so I got my phone's GPS out, and this is so sketchy holding the phone with one hand and writing. I'm just gonna reset it, put it in my pocket, and let's see if we reach the top speed on this track. Again, mode 3, turbo, dual motors. Oh my god, this thing's spinning tire like crazy. Oh, this scooter is gonna be fun. Let's see what kind of speed we're getting over here. I hope it's not windy, because it is windy over here. This thing's flying. Holy cow, I'm starting to run out of room. Let's brake. Wow, that was an experience. Holy cow, this thing is absolutely insane. Okay, let's check the GPS and see if it even registered anything. 33.9, 34. I'm pretty sure they say the top speed of this thing is 34.2, and I would have probably reached it if we had a bit more room to go. Pretty insane. Look at that curve of speed. Pretty wild. So 34 GPS confirmed. That is pretty wild. And this thing is like, holy cow, it just wants to take off. Whoa, oh my god, this scooter is crazy, I can already tell. But before we go and do some more crazy stuff, let me turn around and let's do a brake test real quick. Oh my god, there's the front. Okay, so there's a bush coming up to the right. I'm gonna be hitting it in 3, 2, 1. Whoa. Okay, so it took a minute to stop, but at the same time, there's a couple things that I want to explain. We're looking at probably around 40 feet, but let's run it again. A few things that you guys should be aware of is, first of all, these are drum brakes on this thing. They are adjustable, and they're brand new. They're only going to get better with time. This thing also has electronic ABS. This electronic ABS actually puts the power back into the battery. So it pretty much has regen, which is pretty cool, is what my Suron has. But let's give it one more chance. Another thing is I'm going pretty fast. I don't want to slam on that front brake too hard. Otherwise I'll fly forward. But anyways, stopping again in 3, 2, 1. Holy moly. Oh, we did way better this time. So last time around I was past this text over here by a foot or so. And this time we did much better actually. So as I said, the brakes will get better with time. But it is what it is. About 35 feet, let's call it. Now, one thing I wanted to show you guys is the suspension on this thing is so plush. I haven't had a scooter with this type of suspension in a long time. As far as rideability, this thing is insane. The board is nice and wide, fairly large. I'll show you that. Oh, you can hear that electronic ABS, but this is the board. So I'm a size 10, but this shoe is rather on the large side, and pretty good amount of oh my god, pretty good amount of space. And this thing's just spinning tire is putting a smile on my face for sure. Now let's see turnability, which seemed pretty good. Oh yeah, super short turn on a dime with this thing. Oh man, it just takes off. Now this thing does come with an app where you can control a bunch of the settings and control some of the lighting. As far as the lighting stuff, this thing has a 360 lighting all around for safety, and you can change the LED's color to whatever you want, or you can have it go to music, things like that. I'm gonna show you guys that when it gets a bit dark out. We'll cut to that and I'll show you. All right, so here we are, it's night out, and as promised, I wanted to show you the 360 LED setup, and might as well test out the headlight, which is super impressive on this thing. Super bright headlight for a scooter. I am really impressed. And if we press this button over here, that turns on our 360 LED. Let's turn the headlight off so you guys can see this. This is pretty cool. There's two headlights in the front and LEDs all around this thing, so you're pretty well seen if you're riding at night. Now if you're using the app, you can control what color is displayed, or you can make this work to music, which is really nice. So having the LEDs in combination of the headlight, that is pretty impressive. Another thing I wanted to show you, might as well check it out. When you press the brakes, look at that. There's no way anybody's missing this. Super impressive. One last thing I wanted to show you guys is how to fold the scooter, and it's pretty simple. There's a little tab type thing over here that you move out of the way, and as soon as you move it out of the way, you just have to pull this latch and the scooter will snap into position, and now you can easily carry it. And unfolding it is as simple as pulling the latch and snapping the scooter back into place. Once you've done that, you put the tab back down. And folding the handlebars is just as simple. There is these things over here, you just pull them and the handlebar can fold down, and as soon as you're done, you bring it back up and it snaps into place. Another thing this scooter has is a setting called hard start, and there's a hard start and a soft start, and that means pretty much how fast the scooter will respond when you are hitting the throttle. So if you want more acceleration and having the tires spin and all that stuff, you want hard start. If you want more of an easy gradual, then you want to turn soft start on. Now you can also change that by taking, turning eco on. So if I'm turning eco on and watch full throttle, it's very nice and easy. So you have adjustability from the handlebar itself and through the app. As far as sturdiness, this thing is built pretty good. I feel very confident on it. I love having that rear kickstand too. It's a metal kickstand, and this whole scooter period is aircraft grade, so it's built very well, very sturdy. We're gonna see how well the frame and this locking mechanism for the stem holds up after we do our off-road test, but we'll get to that shortly. Riding comfort is insane. It's like a cloud. It's so plush. This is literally in the perfect spot. I love it. I want to show you guys the suspension real quick. Look at this suspension right here. So plush, is unbelievable. Very, very good. Now this scooter also has cruise control, so if you hold down the thumb throttle for, I believe it's about 5 to 10 seconds, at whatever speed you hold it on, it's gonna hold you at that speed, which is a really good feature to have, especially when you got like long hauls, long roads, and you don't want to constantly be modulating the thumb throttle. It's a cool feature to have in my book. This scooter also has an IPX6 rating, which means that you can get it pretty much wet and soaked, and it is rated for that, so that's a good thing. I don't know how much riding you do in the wet, but just knowing that you can do it without worrying too much, that's always a plus. And the battery has a UL certification, which is just great for safety, because lithium ion batteries could potentially be a hazard sometime, so having that UL certification is really good. Now as far as the brand, Eahora has been around for a long time. They actually make these cool looking Harley Davidson kind of e-bikes that I would love to be able to review one of those. Those ones are absolutely crazy. They sell that, and they sell all kinds of other things. That is pretty awesome. And Healy, from what I understood, is a huge player in the European market. So they kind of got together and collabed on this scooter, and honestly, this thing is insane. For 800 bucks, that is absolutely wild. All right, now let's do something a bit different and try to merge with traffic to see, if you were commuting this thing, thank you, how would you do it? So there is a bike path that I'm supposed to go on, but just for the sake of doing it, Let's go in between these cars real quick. Oh, and this thing actually flies. Now, depends on where you live. Of course, you may want to check if this is legal for you to do or not. But the fact that it kind of goes with traffic is absolutely amazing. Very fun. We have a cop over there. Hopefully he doesn't tell us anything. First in line. Works every time, baby. Now this road doesn't have a bike path, so just gotta be cautious. But, oh man, it skids on pavement too. It spins tire like crazy, this thing. It's nutty. Oh, don't hit me, lady. Thank you. So if you're commuting this thing, again, it's capable of all these things. Pretty impressive for the price mark. But anyways, let's get back to our VoltedAdventures testing ground so we can do our little off-road test. Now it is time for our off-road test. I'm in turbo mode, mode 3, dual motors, and I just want to show you guys this. Check this out. This is insane. This thing just absolutely flies. Now this trail is bumpy, very bumpy, ups and downs. The camera never shows it. There's a bunch of rocks sticking out. You may hear my helmet shake all over the place and my voice shaky, but camera doesn't show it, but it is. So let's see how this thing holds up. But I can already tell you, as far as power, it's got plenty of power. This is our uphill right here, which it just ate up, with plenty more power to go. It is very smooth, and the suspension here is absolutely amazing. Alright, so this thing passed with flying colors. I had no doubt in my mind. Let's test the brakes off-road. Really good, actually. You can definitely tell and feel that electronic ABS working, and you can actually control that setting as well of how soft or hard you want that to hit. So if you want the electronic ABS to be stronger or softer, you can control that. But anyways, let's see how things held up. Locking mechanism is as solid as could be. Stem is solid. This locking mechanism is solid. This thing is absolutely crazy, guys. Alright, now final conclusions. When I review these things, I always look at value for money, and then I always try to find something I don't like just so I can give you an honest review. A lot of these things are fun, so it's hard to find things I don't like, but I do. With this particular scooter, I honestly don't have anything bad to say about it. It's pretty crazy. I've tried, and throughout me riding, I tried to find things, and I can't. So, it's just big 2 thumbs up from me. Now, is it a good value for money? For $7.99 plus, again, I will have a discount code for you guys. Definitely check that out in the description. I think it's like $100 or $130 off. So you're talking less than $800 and potentially less than $700. Value for money here is insane. The power that you're getting, dual motors, a big battery, build quality, name brand, the screen, so many options on the handlebar, and so many controls, lights, turn signals. This thing is absolutely crazy, guys. Again, I'll have a link in the description if you guys are interested in checking this thing out. I highly, highly, highly recommend this thing. Now, I'm pretty sure I went over everything there is to know about the scooter, but if I missed anything, please leave a comment down below. I'll do my best to answer. If I was able to provide you with any type of value, I would highly, highly appreciate it if you left a thumbs up on this video. That helps me out a lot, helps the channel out a lot. If you want to see more of these reviews, and there are plenty more coming, definitely hit that subscribe button. But that is pretty much it for me, guys. This has been the Eahora X Eahora Tiger Max electric scooter review. I appreciate you guys watching, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.